Hey, what's happening? Good morning, guys. Thank you for tuning into Rules for Rebels. So later on this afternoon, it's Tuesday, as you guys know, so later on this afternoon, I'm going to be posting today's episode of Side Hustle Tuesdays, part of our Side Hustling series, and I think today's going to be episode 67. And what today's Side Hustler did, and what today's story is going to be about, today's Side Hustler started a frugal living blog, kind of a personal finance slash frugal living slash being a mom. So essentially her product is content, right? Her product is information, knowledge, content, and maybe a little bit of entertainment. And we'll get into that story later on, but one of the ways that today's Side Hustler first started monetizing her business and monetizing her blog and content is through Google Adsense. Now, I've gotten a couple emails from people recently about Google Adsense. I've seen some people talking about Google Adsense online, and what a lot of people seem to be saying is like, what's everybody's beef with Google Adsense? Why all the hate for Google Adsense? And part of it is Google AdSense is the monetization platform for YouTube, and we all know about kind of, all the demonetization stuff and all the frustrations that YouTubers have, and how a lot of YouTubers who had been monetized have been demonetized because they don't have their 1,000 views and things like that. But essentially that's what AdSense is. So I wanted to talk a little bit about like the pros of AdSense, the cons of AdSense, who's it good for, who's it not good for, how much money can you expect to make from it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So let's start with kind of a brief overview of AdSense. Google AdSense is essentially Google's advertising network. Like I said, if you're on YouTube and you're monetized, that's Google AdSense. If you're on YouTube and you're seeing either pre-roll ads or those little translucent ads at the bottom of videos, again, that's AdSense. But that's only one component of AdSense. AdSense also runs on Google search engines. So if you search a term like, patio furniture Chicago, typically anywhere from 1 to 3 of those results at the top are going to be sponsored results. They used to have them running down the right sidebar as well. They've since gotten rid of those, but those ads at the top are sponsored results. So those aren't organic results. Those aren't popping up there because they're the most accurate or the best search results. Those are popping up because people are paying Google to show up there. So Google AdSense has 2 components. You have the search component, which Google is making all the money off that, but then you have the display network. And what the display network is let's say I have a blog that, the best Costco finds or whatever, that's kind of a bad example, but whatever, the best Costco finds. And I can run AdSense on my blog, and people who come to my blog are going to be displayed ads. Now, the way that Google AdSense works with the display network is twofold. And somebody correct me or clarify this if I'm a little bit off on this. I don't follow AdSense as closely as I used to, but there's essentially 2 ways that AdSense decides what type of ads or what type of ad content to serve. So one way is just whatever the site is based on. So again, if I have, Costco finds, based on the stuff that I'm blogging about, if I'm blogging about patio furniture, there's a good chance that an ad is going to be served for patio furniture. If I have a blog about landscaping, there's a good chance that local landscaping companies are going to be displaying ads. However, the other component of what decides what ads are displayed is basically based off your search history and your browser history. So every time you visit a website, you get cookies on your browser. Google and everybody else is tracking that. And AdSense has a really, really powerful feature. I should say AdWords, because AdWords is the other side to AdSense. That's probably something I should have laid out as well. So AdSense is people like you and me who are running ads on our blogs. We're publishers, and AdSense is also the search component. AdWords is for advertisers. So for one of my e-commerce businesses, I use AdWords. So I advertise on different sites through the display network. I also heavily advertise to try to bring in people who are searching things on Google as well. And one of the most powerful tools is something called retargeting. And because Google is a big ad network, or because AdSense is a big ad network, and it's not just AdSense. AdSense has like hundreds of ad network partners as well. So if you're using AdSense for your blog, you can select, I just want to run AdSense ads, or you can open yourself up to like hundreds of other ad networks that are kind of partnered with Google AdSense. And like I said, a lot of big sites, even emails. I think Yahoo email displays Google AdSense ads. If you go to Yahoo's homepage on the right sidebar, you're going to see AdSense ads. And so you may notice, like recently, I think I was looking for patio furniture, and in the morning I happened to do a couple Google searches for patio furniture. And later in the afternoon, when I go to yahoo.com to log into one of my emails, lo and behold, there's an ad for patio furniture right at the upper right-hand corner. So that's how Google AdSense works. It basically displays some ads based on the content on the page, and then it's also heavily influenced by things that you've been searching for and looking for in your browser history and all that type of stuff. So that's what today's side hustler used to monetize her blog, is Google AdSense. Now, I notice a lot of new bloggers, a lot of new content creators and things like that, everybody rushes to AdSense. It's typically AdSense and Amazon affiliate program. They're kind of the most well-known, they're the most talked about, and they're pretty easy to implement. You know, I could run ads. You know, if I have a blog, I could reach out to companies and say, hey, do you want to advertise on my blog? It's $300 a month, and then they have to pay me. That's a little bit more legwork. That's me having to be a little bit of a salesman. With AdSense, you literally sign up for AdSense, submit your site for approval. They approve you. You embed some code into the sidebar of your website or wherever you want it to display, and ads are just going to show up, right? It's pretty hands-off after that. You get a check every month. And if you look into AdSense, there was this whole period called MFA, or Made for AdSense, where people could throw up low-quality sites, and people were making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month off of ads. And those days are long gone, right? Google got a little bit more sophisticated. It's not as easy to spam a keyword, throw a one-page site up and get it ranked, and then move on to the next and do it hundreds of times and make all this money. It's not quite that easy anymore. But, you know, Google AdSense can definitely still be profitable. But one thing I think a lot of people find, and it's something that I found myself as well, is unless you're getting mega amounts of traffic, like I would say at least 100,000 visitors or more per month, and ideally, you know, multiple hundreds of thousands into the millions, unless you're getting huge traffic, your AdSense earnings aren't really going to equal up to a whole lot, because you're getting paid like pennies per view. Actually, not even pennies per view, like fractions of a penny per view. If people click one of the ads, sure, you get a little bit more, but there was something a couple years back called value pricing, where like if you're getting a lot of clicks and a lot of views, but they're not converting, Google basically says like, this isn't really a good match for advertisers. We're not going to pay this guy as much. I don't know if that's true or if that was kind of a tinfoil hat theory sort of thing, but that was going on for a while. Long story short, I mean, when it comes to AdSense, AdSense running on YouTube, I found, is very effective. I think partially because YouTube drives massive amounts of traffic, partially because you're not just getting somebody to click on a page, maybe stay there 5 seconds and leave. Most people are going to watch a video, at least for my videos, for like 3 to 5 minutes. So I'm keeping somebody's attention for a while. They're potentially seeing a couple of ads, and so that's paid well. And I mean, I've made well over $4,000 a month off Google AdSense through YouTube. But just to give you a comparison of how ineffective AdSense on blogs can be, like even at the peak of my AdSense earnings across various YouTube channels, which could run into the thousands of dollars, my AdSense earnings on actual blogs, you know, during my heyday when I was really into blogging and had a bunch of blog networks and stuff going on, maybe $300 a month. But I mean, now, you know, even if I were to make $4,000 through AdSense on YouTube, of that $4,000, maybe like $30 of it would be from blogs. Now, in fairness, I don't spend as much time or energy blogging. I'm not running AdSense on as many blogs, but it just winds up being a very small portion of my income. And typically, I found that you can make a lot more money off of affiliate programs. So let's talk about kind of the pros and cons of Google AdSense. Now, the pros, very easy to use, very quick and easy to get set up, and it appeals to almost every niche. No matter what blog I were to start, there's advertising related to it. I remember a while back I was going to start a blog about revenge porn. You guys know what revenge porn is, right? It's always in the news, like a boyfriend-girlfriend break up. One of them kind of like extorts the other one over a sex tape or something like that, or nude photos. It's a crime. It's a terrible thing to do. But who would be interested in advertising on a blog about revenge porn? Well, probably lawyers who deal with revenge porn. Lawyers tend to spend a lot of money on advertising and AdWords and things like that. So that was one idea that I had in terms of monetizing a blog. So even something really obscure like a blog about revenge porn or how to get revenge porn taken off the internet, etc., even something like that could be monetized with AdSense, along with if I had a site doing hoverboard reviews or drone reviews or whatever else. AdSense could be really powerful. Okay guys, so sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought at Dunkin' Donuts here. So Google AdSense can be good if you're in a niche that's not super targeted towards anything. If you're doing more of a general type blog that covers a lot of topics, Google AdSense will serve ads that are relevant to the person on your blog as well as to the content that they're viewing. So that's one of the good things about AdSense. You know, it's a reputable program. They're going to pay you out. You can run it across all different types of blogs. Great like reporting on traffic and conversions and all that type of stuff. So in AdSense, there's a lot of good things about AdSense. Some of the bad things about AdSense are it often doesn't pay that much. Like I said, you know, depending on the type of content that you're writing about, depending on the quality score, of your AdSense account and the type of blogs and stuff that you run, you can be paid more or less for, you know, clicks as well as CPM, which is per 1,000 views. And more often than not, most people find that it's pretty low paying, which is why you need loads and loads of traffic to actually make any decent, worthwhile money off it. So something that I've found in my experience of blogging and stuff that's been more effective is doing affiliate programs. There's some affiliate programs that I'm a part of that I could make $100 per affiliate sale. Now, one thing I hear a lot of critics of this idea say is, well, it's a lot easier just to get somebody to come visit my blog than it is to actually get them to make a step to make a purchase or sign up for something or take some type of action. And while that is true, if you have a targeted blog, your conversion rates are actually should be pretty high. If you are in a targeted niche, and you know the products or know what appeals to the people who are in that niche, you're actually going to have a pretty high conversion rate. And one example that I give a lot, and this is like one of the most keyed in examples of converting really well, so not everything's going to convert this well, but back when I was selling hoverboard parts and doing affiliate marketing and stuff for hoverboards, I would make YouTube videos, and I've showed you guys these YouTube videos before, but I would make YouTube videos like, if your hoverboard wheels aren't spinning, here's how to diagnose a problem, and I would show you that, and I would say, okay, if this is happening, you need this part. If this is happening, you need this part. Well, somebody's got a broken hoverboard, or their kid has a broken hoverboard. They want to fix it. They find my video. I show them exactly how to diagnose the problem. I show them exactly how to fix the problem, and I link them to the part. What do you think the conversion rate is going to be on that? It's going to be fantastic, right? Because are they going to go out and search for that part somewhere else and maybe get the wrong part? I'm showing them exactly what they need, why they need it, how to do the repair. They're most likely going to buy it. And off that, instead of making a penny off their click to the site, you know, if I'm doing Amazon's affiliate program, I'm going to make 4% of like a $60 part. If I'm in a more lucrative affiliate program, I could potentially make $20 a sale, $40 a sale, $100 a sale. So if you actually are blogging about a targeted niche and you know your audience really well, what's called CPA or cost per action, cost per acquisition, can be a lot more profitable. And that can be anything from making a purchase, buying something. It could be signing up for a software, giving your email and signing up for a list. One of the best ones of all time was Netflix used to run a CPA affiliate program, and basically no credit card required. If you get somebody to sign up for a 30-day free trial, I think at one point they were paying like $24. So all you got to tell people, and this is back before Netflix was as popular as it is today, long before Netflix and chill and all that. This is back when Netflix was doing DVDs, but like, hey, there's this new thing called Netflix. It's an alternative to Blockbuster. You don't even have to give your credit card. You can get a 30-day trial. They'll send you movies in the mail. After you watch them, you send them back, and then they send you some more based on a list that you like. It's a pretty attractive thing, and $24 for getting people to sign up for that. Something like that is going to be way, way, way more profitable than getting a penny or 8 cents or 10 cents for getting them to click on your blog. So, I've often found that that affiliate programs often pay better than CPC or cost per click programs like AdSense. And actually, that's what today's side hustler that you're going to hear about later, she kind of found the same thing. She actually wound up signing up for a program called Mediavine, which I think it's similar to AdWords, but maybe has better like more profit sharing with publishers or something like that. But it basically pairs her up with companies and advertisers, and she saw her income really, really multiply after she kind of switched from AdSense to doing that, as well as the Amazon Associate Program, or affiliate program, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, AdSense, nothing wrong with AdSense. AdSense is a great program. They're honest. They're going to pay you out. It's great if you're in kind of a wide niche or blogging about a lot of different content. Like, let's just say, for example, one example I give a lot is prank channels. I think another example could be if you had kind of like a Hollywood tabloid, pop culture kind of blog. Like if you're talking about what the Kardashians are up to and this, that, and the other, it's not as if your blog appeals directly to one person. If I have a blog about how to repair washing machines, somebody's only coming to my blog when their washing machine breaks and they want to try to diagnose a problem, and that's very targeted, right? Like somebody who has an online store selling washing machine parts is going to want to advertise on my blog because everybody visiting my blog has a broken washing machine and needs to buy a part. So it's very targeted, and people are going to be paying to advertise on your blog, and people know exactly who they're advertising to. In the case of like a prank YouTube channel, a lot of like entertainment related stuff, like a pop culture Perez Hilton type blog, there's not really one category, right? Like people who are into Kim Kardashian and celebrity news, I'm guessing it's probably women you know, 18 to 35 or something like that. So we could say, okay, like cosmetics would probably do well being advertised on there. Like, we can make some assumptions about what type of products are going to advertise well, but at the end of the day, people from all walks of life are interested in Kim Kardashian's new butt implants or what she and Kanye are up to. So it's not as targeted to one advertiser. And in an example like that, it may be worthwhile to run AdSense, because AdSense is going to target ads towards the viewer as well as based on the content. So I remember a while back, Kylie Jenner and them were like sucking on these plastic things to make their lips fat. Like, if you had a blog post about that new trend that's going on, if somebody's running AdSense and is selling those things, that could appear on your site. So if you have a very kind of vague, not very specific, not very niche blog, anything entertainment related, AdSense can actually be a very effective tool. But if you have like a niche blog, if you're writing about kitchen appliances or kitchen accessories, or, you know, sailing, or really anything very, very specific, you know, I guess it doesn't hurt to run AdSense as a backup, or maybe run it on a certain part of the site. But like, if you're going to be taking up real estate on your site for advertising, I personally would spend it, or would use affiliate programs where, you know, in my experience, you're going to be earning a lot more money than with AdSense. So a little bit of a rambling video about AdSense. I'm curious to hear your guys' experiences with AdSense. Like, are any of you guys making big money with AdSense? What types of sites have you found work best on AdSense? Do your guys' experiences kind of echo mine, where AdSense has been very effective for YouTube, but much less so effective for blogs? I'm curious to hear what your guys' experiences have been, what your guys' thoughts are. Feel free to drop a comment in the comment section below. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button below. And I'll catch you guys on the next video.